right, thanks, guys. We improved to 35, 11, and 2 in our last 48 daily double picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. We did drop down to 68% in the college football season. But anyway, you can find that information on patreon.com/BrockPage. And of course, when you go just 1 and 2 on the weekend in college football, and it drops you to 68%, that means, you were doing pretty well when a losing weekend drops you to a measly 68%. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and dive into our NHL slate of hockey games for this Sunday. It all starts Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go ahead and begin with Vancouver taking on the Rangers, 10 o'clock Eastern puck drop at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers are minus 135, total at 6. Saw a nickel move toward New York. No movement on the total as of yet. The Rangers open $1.30 up to 135, totals at 6. 59% are leaning Rangers, 53% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Canucks are plus 115 on the money line. Rangers plus $1.85, laying the goal and a half. The Rangers are just 2-3 overall for the year. They've lost their last 3 straight. They've actually allowed 14 goals in those 3 games. And they are 30th in shots allowed. Now, Vancouver on the other side, 5th in goals allowed, 4-1 straight up in their last 5. When it comes to the total, Vancouver 6-3 to the over in their last 9, taking on the Rangers. The Rangers on the other side, 5-2 to the over in their last 7 games played in the month of October. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Vancouver plus $1.15 and the over 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, Montreal taking on Minnesota, 5 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Minnesota. Now, we did have a flip of the lines in this contest here. Minnesota's minus 115, total at 6. Minnesota did not open as the favorite, however. They opened plus $1.10, total open 5.5 up to 6. So once again, the Wild open plus 110, now minus 115, total open 5.5 up to 6. 68% are leaning Montreal, 59% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Canadiens are minus 105 on the money line. Now, if you like Montreal in this matchup here, you might be in a pretty good spot. They're taking on a Minnesota team who's 1-6 overall, 30th in scoring, 29th in goals allowed. Montreal on the other side, 4-2-2 overall for the year, 3-1 in their last 4. They rank 3rd in road scoring. Now, total-wise, Montreal 5-2-1 to the over thus far in the year, 4-0 to the over away from home. Give me the Canadiens minus 105 and the over 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, Edmonton taking on the Jets, 7 o'clock Winnipeg. The Jets are minus 135, total 6.5. Saw a 15-cent move toward Winnipeg, movement upward on the total. The Jets open $1.20 up to 135, total open 6 up to 6.5. 56% are leaning Edmonton, 83% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Oilers are plus 115 on the money line. Winnipeg plus $1.80, laying the goal and a half. Winnipeg just 4-5 overall for the year, 1-3 straight up at home. They've lost their last 3 straight games. They rank 27th in goals allowed on the road. Now, Edmonton on the other side, 4th in scoring, 6th in goals allowed, 7-1 overall for the season. When it comes to the total, the Oilers are 80% to the under in their last 5, taking on the Western Conference. Meanwhile, Winnipeg is 4-2 to the under in that same category. Give me the Oilers plus $1.15 and the under 6.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Sunday's NHL action. But before we go ahead and move on, just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 35, 11, and 2 in our last 48 daily double picks. We're also hitting at 68% for the college football season. You can locate my current record right there on the homepage. Link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive back into some more lines of personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Capitals taking on the Blackhawks, 7 o'clock Chicago. Washington's minus 135, total 6.5. Saw a 25-cent move toward Washington, movement upward on the total. The Caps open $1.15 up to 135, total open 6 up to 6.5. 70% are leaning Washington, 52% leaning toward the over. Chicago's plus 115 on the money line. Washington plus $1.85, laying the goal and a half. Washington's 5-2-2 overall for the year, 3-1 away from home, first in defensive shots allowed. Chicago on the other side, just 3-6-1 in their last 10, taking on the Caps. They're also 23rd in shots allowed. Now, total-wise, Washington is 5-2 to the under in their last 7 on the road. I'm going to lean Washington minus 135 and the under 6.5 in that game. And we're going to slide into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Flames Ducks, 9 o'clock Anaheim. The Ducks are minus 130, total 5.5. No movement on the total as of yet, although we did see a 10-cent move toward Anaheim. The Ducks open $1.20 up to minus 130, totals 5.5. 62% are leaning Anaheim, 56% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Flames are plus 110 on the money line. Anaheim plus $1.95, laying the goal and a half. The Ducks are 6-2 overall for the year, 4-0 at home. They also rank first in goals allowed on average per game. Now, Calgary on the other side, losers in 4 out of their last 5 away from home. They rank 27th in road scoring. When it comes to the total, Calgary's 3-5-1 to the over for the year. Anaheim just 3-5 to the over themselves. I'm going to lean Ducks minus 130 and the over 5.5 goals in that game. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and slide into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout-out to Mark Beauchamp, Justin Grant, East Up Lou, Ronnie Christie, Jason Felix, Vinny Smooth, Joe Morris, Mike Wilkerson. Shout-outs to Ken Cunningham, 201 Lifestyle, IREC, Eric Card, Jerry Novak, Steve-O, T. Loaded, Niles King. Shout-out to the Ding Man, C. Dinger. Shout-out to B. Nugs. And last but certainly not least, shout-out to Galactical Collision. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 35, 11, and 2 in our last 48 daily double picks. We're also hitting at 68% for the college football season. We have different tiers, memberships, and packages that you can subscribe to, beginning at just $1.99 per month. You can also access my current record right on the homepage. You don't even have to sign up for that. You can literally click the link and see my current record in the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.